Alright, let's start beginning my 2024 end of year apartment tour. Goal here is to just kind of, I guess, introduce people to the apartment that haven't seen it before, give people updates on new stuff, etc. Like, here's one. I know it has my real name on it, but this was a nice thing coworkers made for me. Thought y'all might think that's neat. It's a new thing, but the anime stuff is what a lot of people are going to be more interested in, with, of course, you know, the bookshelves here being there. As usual, this top row contains my main Monsieur Bome figures. Pretty cool stuff. Looks like they're all still standing. They're probably dusty. Those, of course, are not Bome, but stuff. You can see some important stuff up there. Like, look, there's the dragon boxes. Always good. The weird shaped ones got to stay on the top. Most of these DVDs are the ones that I had when I moved in. And yeah, I have a Dead by Daylight streamer on. This is kind of a collection of growing things, I guess, in the room. Some of these you've maybe seen before. Some of them were like gifts from previous Christmas. I do try to keep kind of the more interesting DVDs here, things that I want to group together, potentially find like Attack on Titan, Free Ren, I guess things like there's Reincarnated as a Sword. That's I was gonna say that's deeper than I thought, but actually what I got was the Steelbook version, which is in that pile of Steelbooks right there on top of something else. And this is generally a staging table where, you know, right now I've got most of my Christmas presents. Something I've purchased in order to help carry drinks so I can order more boba. An unopened Christmas present for my friend. Some extra DVDs. I'm pretty sure there's people that would say, oh yes, would you send those to me? But no, unfortunately not. This contains, well, DVDs over on this side. And I guess I still need to take a lot of these Switch cases and just put them out in storage. A lot of my older games. Some Blu-rays, manga, imports. Those might be imports down there. Usually this one is covered with this cloth, but I just have not been doing VR much. Basically, because the VR uses lighthouses like that one, and there's another one on the opposite corner of this room. You know, the basically lighthouses, as the name might implies, they send out signals of light, and the problem here is you can see me in the glass. It's just reflective enough that it that sometimes the VR stuff can pick it up. But since I haven't been doing VR a lot, you know, that's nice and not there. You've got yeah, there we go. I was not seeing some more figures up there. Some pretty cool ones, I think. And that Harry Potter box set is, of course, pretty great. And you have here, I don't know, so it's called a dining room, but it's more of, you know, obviously it's a staking area. Also some figures up there, and some really big ones behind the TV, and that's always actually a nice presence. I'm not sure if there's too much to show about the TV. I think some people ask about these servers sometimes. They do contain a lot of space, but I just haven't been... They contain rips for a lot of my DVDs and some of my Blu-rays, but I haven't been able to keep up with them. The computer that has the software that I use to rip stopped booting, and I just haven't been keeping up on them. That's my main computer. Probably not much to show about that. You know, you can see there's interesting things here. I'm not an audio nerd, so the fact that I have you know, microphones like that, and there's also one there underneath the TV, just to kind of that's why there's an audio mixer. If I'm mixing microphone signals into one stream, I need stuff like that. You can see here, this is you know, my normal everything area, and this would be where I do my update, and you can see I've already forgot the name of it. and it was different. Like, though that thing was not a D but a T, but whatever it is, you can see my stuff there. The magnifying glass is new, and technically I was just making sure that the camera was working fine. I've been buying reading glasses lately. My eyesight really hasn't been that great, I guess, but age thing. But moving deeper this way, I know that somebody keeps asking about the hentai, and it's worth mentioning. You know, this is where some of it is piled. Usually I put the DVDs here because they haven't been processed, but I think I've also been putting Blu-rays here because the other space is full. We'll look at those in more detail, but you see stuff's there, and I know it's really weird to put the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air kind of underneath that, but this has been a place where I put things that I still needed to process, and since the computer that processes them just hasn't been working, it hasn't happened. Otherwise, this pile continues to grow, and sometimes I break down and move stuff into boxes. That's just what I've started becoming. I really do need a house. In theory, this is stuff I want to get to. Like, look, there's the second Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie, and I still haven't watched it. Oh, look. The 2025 calendar. Don't know if there's too much to show about it. Let's go into the kitchen a bit before we go too much deeper. You know, a kitchen's just a kitchen, but like I said in yesterday's video, this is one of the Christmas presents that I didn't mention, because the idea here is this is an ice machine, or an ice maker. And I know, you might be thinking, don't you just have one in the freezer? And I do, but that makes your standard freezer-sized things, and I want smaller-sized things, mostly for boba, tapioca pearls. These are brown sugar tapioca pearls, of course. I've got those, and these are some strawberry popping pearls. But basically, because this makes much smaller chunks of ice, that gives me something that I can really mix these with without creating like huge chunks of ice that keeps the drink cold but not like iced down. And now I'm dedicating space to teas. This is a chamomile vanilla honey thing. These are various spice ones. So the idea is I usually mix this with one of these and create a blend for the boba. And I have some instant matcha, sweetened matcha tea stuff. You know, I've been playing around with tea and making my own boba. Still getting it while I'm out there. Not sure if there's anything else here to really mention. So let's, you know, take another peek at the walls. Those figures have been there for a long time. Some of them have fallen and not been repaired. Yeah, I don't think there's anything to really show in the bathroom. You know, just a couple of anime towels, but it's not as exciting as here. This is a staging area for stuff that's going between my place and work. So yes, I'm planning on bringing in some extra toasty Cheez-Its. This is a shelf that contains all the other hentai. Some more stuff on the bottom, non-DVD stuff, but yeah, this is the hentai's in the back as much as it can, and on the front you have various Funko Pops and anime things. These neat little things there. Do I have, are those the same one? They are not, but there's two of them. I think spread out like that is a little bit better. And then I do tend to keep some of my more questionable wall scrolls in here. I mean, not all of them. Like Cardcaptor Sakura is not bad, but you know, there are some swimsuits, holo, wearing not a lot. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Ah, yes, I did say I was going to show. You know, I've got here in theory figures to fix, I guess. They're not standing or sticking for reasons. Those make sense. They have little small plastic pieces that broke. I mentioned before that, you know, for my updates I have shirts, and what happens is, you know, I just have them in order like this, and I prepared ahead of time, and my, you know, I keep all my clothes in clean laundry baskets there. It's kind compromise between laziness, but I can, you know, take these rolled up shirts and kind of there and create a queue. So next week you will see me wearing the Otaku Shop for Dojinshi ones, where every once in a while I'll choose to go in the closet and bring out that Mezzo Forte one, which is somewhere deeper in there. But yes, this was neat. I did organize my suits. You know, sometimes you get old and you just appreciate the fact that you organized stuff eventually. I'm just looking around. I'm not seeing anything else to really talk about. So the thing I would be interested in hearing from people is what kind of tea stuff do y'all do? I'm definitely a huge sweet tooth person, so not only do I have brown sugar boba to put in there, but I also have sugar cubes. And yes, I do have a hot water tea kettle. You know, I'm there. What are some other people's thoughts? Is there anything else to really show? I think that's everything. So I guess that was a tour of what my apartment looks like now. Hopefully y'all felt it looks very nerdy. You know, I think that's kind of the goal. And anybody that's new is like, oh wow, that's kind of cool. I'm never going to do that, but I do like to see what somebody else has done. Or maybe it's inspirational. Either or, your call. Yeah, I think that wraps everything up. New washing machine. Always nice. Alright, y'all, have a happy new year.